Good morning, everybody. It's SNSN on a Friday, but you already knew that, didn't you? Yeah, Friday.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, being retired, days just kind of blend all together.
Doesn't matter, right?
No. All I know is Friday is breakfast day.
What day is it?
That's right, yeah.
Because you say, wait a minute, what day is this?
Yeah, like 3-4 times a week I do that.
Yeah. It's not because we're forgetful. It's just that time is there, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know, get up, go to work.
So it's good to see you guys. Good to see you
It's
guys.
nice to see you too, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike in Retiree Row here.
So you had a nice day off. Yes, they didn't do much, right? Had a beautiful
Huh?
weather. Yeah.
It was beautiful out.
Yeah. We weren't
It's
inside.
not going to be so bad today either.
We're behind a desk, you know?
Work? What is this work thing you speak of?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Retiree Row,
I have
everybody.
no clue.
Here they are.
If I had to go to work, it'd probably kill me.
Thank goodness. All right. So, customer service.
Ooh.
Let's talk about that.
I can tell you that.
What is customer service?
Well, I can tell you that any big box nowadays has completely forgotten that part of their business.
It's not even. It's not just. I think it's everybody.
Right, but I'm saying you go into a big box place and you can feel there is no customer service. Typically, you end up with a little patch of people that are just griping about their jobs.
Yeah, that's very true. Like Paul, what do you consider customer service? Like if you were to give it a definition, how would you describe customer service? It's a very broad subject.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
I think getting treated by the person on the other end respectfully and trying to handle my issue. You know, if I have an issue, if I have a question, I expect them to answer it without problem.
What if you don't have an issue?
Why would I be calling? Where would I be?
No, you're in a store.
Yeah.
All right, you're in ABC store.
Yeah.
You don't have an issue.
No.
You're finding what you're looking for.
Yeah.
What kind of customer service do you expect?
Well, I've been in a couple local stores. See what they can I help you with something?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's happened recently. Where could I help you find something? You know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think you have to have an enjoyable shopping experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because they want to kiss your ass?
No.
Right. That's right. But why?
If you have an enjoyable shopping experience, it means that you're more likely to go back.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, the return customers are the ones that keep you alive.
So Cindy Martin just says, good customer service, smile, willingness to serve without expecting anything in return.
Golden rule.
Right.
Yeah.
Laura, genuine concern for the customer's needs and wants. There you go.
Of course,
those are great definitions.
Of course, if you're going to provide customer service, you got to make sure that when the customer asks you a question, that you're right too.
Yeah.
Because there have been instances where they would tell you something, and when you follow through,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
what the hell was that? They don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
So let's say you have a question, right? And I'm and I'm there, right? And I'm stocking the shelf at this big box retailer or this grocery store or wherever I'm at.
Or this mom and pop place.
Or this mom and pop place, right?
Yeah.
You come up to me and you say, "Hey, I have a question." And I say to you, I don't know.
It's not my department.
It's right. It's not my department, or I don't really know anything about that. What do you think as a customer?
Well, say what the hell's with this guy or girl?
Well,
Because normally what they do is they'll refer you to somebody else,
right.
or go down that aisle. There's a person down there that'll help you.
I think I'd rather have them say I don't know than give me a wrong answer, especially when it's in like DIY stores and stuff.
But does it end there? Does it end there? I don't know. And then turn around and continue to do your job.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it end there? Do you think it ends there?
Well, for the employee, it ends there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Not me. Because
For the
I-
customer, they're still lost.
No, I think you're wrong. I disagree. That's it, and that kind of set you up there. I think that like if I'm that customer service rep or that employee, because you know what, no matter what you're doing, whether you're a clerk or you're the CEO, you are in customer service. It doesn't matter. There's two jobs in every single company. It's somebody that serves their customers or serves somebody that does.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Those are the only two jobs, in that type of organization, if you were to ask me. But the answer to that question is if I don't know the answer to that question, then I should be trained enough to go say, "Ma'am, sir, you know what? I don't know the answer to that question, but let me go find somebody that does."
Right. And that's the problem nowadays is the floor associates aren't trained on the butts. But let me see if I can help you find it.
Right.
But let me get somebody that does know that answer for you. They're not trained in that. They're just basically put stuff on the shelf.
How about customers that ask questions? This is not just pertaining to, like you said. I mean, it's mom and pop stores. It's everywhere, right? Don't BS your questions. Don't BS the answers.
That's what I'm saying. Don't guess.
Yeah,
Don't
ask-
ever guess.
Don't ask Chris.
Yeah, don't ask Chris. Because I guarantee you, I will guess. Maybe that's why I'm retired.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why you're not in retail anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think you get a lot of people that have a lot of apathy in different positions of customer service because they feel like they're not being backed up by their company.
Right. It comes from the top.
It does. It does. If you have somebody that's looking strictly at your bottom line, as far as a customer, as far as a management perspective, what do you think that employee's thinking?
Oh yeah.
We're only worried about the bottom line.
Yeah.
How much money are we going to make? I'm not worried about your experience.
Well, I can tell you during my employment years, I worked for 4 different big box retailers, and all of them, to the man, every last one of them cut payroll.
Well, because if they're not making any money, what they got to do is they got expenses. They got to reduce.
Well, no, even the stores.
No.
One of the, I won't mention which one, but one of them was a $100 million store. Every year they were doing $100 million in sales.
Yeah.
And they started cutting employees. You know where they are now? They're around 40 million.
Really?
And it's not because the customer stopped showing up. It's because, well, actually it is. It's because the customer stopped showing up.
Yeah.
With less employees, you have less customer service.
Yeah, there's nothing, especially going to one of the big box stores when you go in and you can't find something, and then you can't find somebody to ask. Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is from the top, you get the damned if you do, damned if you don't type of scenario.
Yeah.
Stock the shelves. Okay, I stocked the shelves. Well, why didn't you take care of the customer? Well, because you told me to stock the shelves. Well, take care of the customers. Why didn't you stock the shelves? Well, because you told me to take care of the customers. It's a catch-22 a lot of times for the floor associates.
So, to your point about, cutting costs and, not, putting people out onto a sales floor, I 100 and million trillion cotillion disrespect that comment.
Oh, you sound like Joe.
I don't agree with you. I think that if you have lower sales, a lot of times it's because people can't get serviced correctly.
That's it.
Okay. Serviced correctly doesn't always mean, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It's right over here. Can I reach it for you? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Customer service starts with selling something.
Oh, yeah.
It starts with sales. That sales is good customer service.
One of the first things I learned when I was going into retail was, especially in the DIY stores,
Mhm.
ask them, what project you working on? Because then you can lead them and sell them the whole project. You sell the widget that they need, and they walk out the door, and they forgot the
You've done nothing.
and they've forgotten the whatchamacallit to go along with it. Now they might go to a different store.
You know what I did? I filled the floor with sales representatives.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why. Here was one of the things, and this is one of the pieces of the part of the culture that I was with the Radio Shack for like 15 years, right? 14 years. So one of the things that I noticed about the Radio Shack customer that came in was that they had questions. And then, there was that slogan that came out, you got questions, we got answers, right? So that takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So then we tried to figure out, well, how many sales transactions should you be actually writing per hour?
Right.
Okay. Do you know what that number was?
A lot more than you were doing.
How many sales transactions do you think, Paul, in an hour, in a 60-minute period of time, do you think is equitable to a business like a Radio Shack?
I'll say 6.
Okay, 6.
4.
4.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4. So people will be going like, 3 people? You only got to help 3 people in an hour? That's why you need more people. Why?
Because you're answering questions.
Yeah, but you're also increasing the value of that sale.
Yeah.
And you're also increasing the value to your customer.
Exactly.
That's customer service.
And that was
Customer service isn't like, yeah, I'll get it for you. That's part of it.
It's in aisle 8.
Right.
But that was then, and this is now.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't going to happen now.
Right.
Right. Scott Davis, who knows something about money, right?
Oh, he's a big money guy.
Yeah. To an extent, customer service adds to the value of a customer receives by shopping at a particular store. Sometimes it's not just about the dollar/cost. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Laura pipes up again, says, giving your employees the knowledge and the tools to do their job is priority. Many employees leave jobs because they don't feel they're given the proper training to do their jobs as expected. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very true.
Yeah. One
thing that I can tell you working, and you can probably co-sign this, Chris, is that when you are customer facing, it's one-on-one customer facing. One thing that I always found to be true is that the customers that bought everything to go along with the product that you were offering them were always the happiest.
Oh, yeah.
They were always your best.
Because they don't have to
customers.
come back again.
Well, it's
They
not
don't
even
have to.
just that.
It means they will, but it
Right.
means they don't have to. You don't want to stop halfway through a
Right.
project and go, oh, geez, I forgot this piece. Sell the entire project.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly true.
I know when I worked over.
Because otherwise, do you think a customer wants to come back 9-10 times to the same thing?
Right.
No, you want to make sure you take the time to go ahead and discuss what the customer's needs are. Once you're
Mhm.
doing that, that's good
Yeah.
customer
What project
service.
are you working on?
I always found out that people that spent more money, and that's just a baseline, more money or whatever, were always the customers that were more satisfied with their customer service experience.
Right. And they're the ones that returned.
Yeah. The people that were always looking for, or you couldn't push, I don't want to say push, or you couldn't, they wouldn't see the value in what you were offering.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that always come back and, hate to say it, but complain
Mm-hmm.
that they they're not getting this, that, and the other thing. And it's like,
Right.
what do you mean I got to buy this? And
Yep.
okay. And they're the ones that would always have a problem. Good customer service. You ready for this? This is going to piss some people off. To get good customer service,
We're all ears.
sometimes you got to be a better customer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this whole adage of, the customer's always right is crap. It's not true.
Right.
It's not true because you know what? They're not right all the time. I'm not right all the time.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm in there looking for guidance because I don't know. That doesn't mean I'm the customer and I'm always right because I carry the purse strings. No.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I was one of the employees that opened this local Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things they taught us, which I thought was fantastic, is if you don't know where it is, tell the customer, I don't know where it is, but I'm going to go help you find it.
Mm-hmm.
So that you would learn the store and learn where everything was.
So Laura just said I read her mind. Laura, which part? I'm curious. Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan, we said hello. That's good customer service.
Dan is Dan.
He says 3 to 4 at Radio Shack per hour. I think that's what he's saying. What if someone bought AT&T phone? That's a 2-hour process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. If you want a good customer service experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As long as it takes.
Yeah. These devices, they're not, a lot of people don't understand them or what they can do in a good customer service experience. When you leave that store, you want to have, like, as a sales representative or a customer service representative, you want to have that peace of mind yourself to say, I did everything I know that I could for these people to make sure that they are going to be satisfied with their purchase.
Right.
Okay. I don't think customer service representatives say that anymore.
No.
I really don't think so. I think some do, but as a whole, I don't. And I think customers it's a wheel. It's a wheel. There were times that you could walk in to stores and you get anything you wanted. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. You know what? Because you had a bad experience, let me give you the new keys to this new Mercedes-Benz.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Because, that's what people would expect. And then it stopped
Mm-hmm.
because purse strings started to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
And companies started to think, well, this is the only way we're going to control profits. No, the only way you're going to control profit and loss is increasing sales.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you increase sales? Good customer service. And good customer service takes time.
I'm going to argue just a little bit. I agree with you that increasing customer service increases sales. However, you also have to look at the debit column. And the first one on that list is payroll. There are a number of CEOs out there that to increase their bottom line.
They're bean counters.
Right.
that's all.
But to increase their bottom line, their first controllable expense is payroll. They will chop payroll just to make sure that their shareholders get the bonuses they think they need.
I think some companies, like a Walmart or a Kohl's
Or Home Depot.
or Home Depot, they would be more apt to do something like that. And if that's just an opinion.
Well, a quick personal experience. I used to work at Home Depot, and when I first started working there, we had a slew of employees all over that store, and sales were through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Then the new CEO came in, and he said, let's slash payroll. And there were nights where it was me, a cashier, an assistant manager in the store for the last 4 hours that it was open. How do you give good customer service?
You don't.
Exactly.
You slash your workforce, you're slashing your sales.
But his numbers look good. And there's the problem.
You can make numbers look good any way you want to. You don't
Right.
do it. You don't do it by taking jobs away. Now granted, Chris, there are people that are working that really just don't give a crap and they don't need to be there.
Absolutely.
Right. So you need to find those gems, the ones that really want to be there, really want to help increase your business.
It's the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
80% of the work is done by 20% of the employees.
What do you think, Paul? It's a little different. So now let's think about what you used to do.
Yeah.
Non-retail
retail.
environment.
No.
Were you involved in customer service?
Personally, well, customer service, in my perspective, would be addressing people that were part of who I was supporting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
In other words, if I was providing support to a group that was working in the field, then my customer service would be helping them resolve an issue. That would be my customer.
Because
service.
those are your customers.
Correct.
Mhm.
Different.
They may
customers.
not be writing you a check
No.
or anything like that. Again, customer service. It's people who serve their customers, or you serve somebody that does.
It's the golden rule.
There you go. So
Yeah.
you were front facing,
Mhm.
customer facing. You were not.
I was not.
But either way, you had to satisfy the people that you are working with.
Yep.
That's customer service.
Correct.
Whether there's a dollar transaction or not, because somewhere down the line, Paul, what you did affected that dollar transaction.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
I agree.
you know.
Yeah.
What else do you think that now? So let's think about this locally. So we've been talking about, like big boxes and
Right.
big chains and stuff. What about the mom and pop store? What are some things that you see that are working? I mean, I know some things off the top of my head that I could say. And what are some things locally? And I'm talking like right around Jewett City, Griswold, Plainfield, Lisbon, Canterbury, Fallentown,
Mm-hmm.
things that aren't working.
Yeah.
So, Paul, do you have any things you'd want to mention, or?
Well,
And you two in the group too, if you have anything, please, don't hold back.
I this may not be related to customer service, but there are, parking limitations downtown.
All related to customer
Okay,
service.
parking. There are a lot of parking limitations downtown.
Oh, absolutely.
Big
Mhm.
time.
Have been forever.
Right. If you want to get a customer to come in the door, then you got to have a parking space for them to park. Unfortunately, what happens is a lot of the employees park in the designated areas where customers can park.
Right.
So once that's filled up, what do you think the customer's going to do? It's going to drive on
Right.
by.
Mm-hmm.
And,
True.
let's face it, we know where it is very locally. All their
Mhm.
cars are parked right on the street where you need to park, and there's no place to park. So you either got to walk down the street and come back,
Mhm.
Yep.
or just go to another place.
Well, customers naturally want it as simple as they can possibly get it.
Yeah.
So to have a parking spot that's designated for them is much easier than driving around a parking lot 2-3 times looking
Yeah.
for someplace
I'm
to
not
park.
even saying it has to be designated. I would say that an employee should go park in an area that's off the beaten path,
Mm-hmm.
so it's open for the customer to park there, so they can go in and get whatever they want.
Right.
But that's not happening.
Mhm. Okay.
You can look outside the door and see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So
that's not working. What is
that's not
something-
working.
What is something that is?
Well, they're very pleasant when you go in. They're very pleasant.
Who?
I mean, I've gone in and
You don't have to name a business. Just
no,
say
I'm just saying you go in and the people that are serving you are very pleasant. They say hi, how are you? When you leave, they say goodbye. So very cheerful. So there you go.
Mhm. I will say one of the things that strikes with me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull out Charlene's Diner.
Yeah.
Well, they're obviously successful. They've been there over 40 years. Now, why is that? Because they know how to freaking make eggs? No. How many people know how to make eggs?
Yeah.
Right. What do you think makes them different?
It's the customer service.
It's them.
Yeah.
It's Sue running around, talking to everybody, kind of like Bob Stott, over at Stott Brothers.
Yeah.
Was that the cleanest place in the world?
No.
Oh, no. No. Was the food pretty good? Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it was
It was,
Mhm.
it was comfort food. But you had the Stott boys running around going, hey, you want some more coffee? You want some more coffee? You want some more coffee? And he was just,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
talking to everybody. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Bobby and Billy did.
Well, I think that Charlene gets to know their customers
They
too.
do.
They know what the usual is
I know, it's crazy.
for
is it
every
not?
customer that goes in there.
That
Yeah.
is incredible customer service when you sit
Yeah.
down and Brittany or Brianna come over to you and they go, I know what you're going to get.
Mhm.
You're going to get, and I'm like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, maybe I'm predictable and I usually get the same thing, but they remember everything, even to the type of toast
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
want. And then they use a pad. They don't write it
Yeah.
down.
But you got to remember too, they have been working together for so many years,
Mm-hmm.
and they know so many people. Where the
Doesn't matter.
turnaround's not there. It's
Doesn't
always the same
matter.
one. In other places, you got a lot of turnaround.
Yeah.
I mean, they come in, they work for a while, they go on a better
No,
job.
no. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Yes, I agree with you where there is turnaround. But somebody that is really concerned with customer service will get to know their customers. And that's the very first thing that we said about this.
Mm-hmm.
They know their customers. You could be Fred Flintstone, and go down and work for ABC Breakfast and not know anybody. But what do? You learn them.
Yeah.
You learn your customers. This is what they do down here. This is what Dean comes out. He talks to everybody.
Yeah.
He wants to know what's going on. He's not like hiding behind a grill, going, hey, whatever. He comes out and he's talking to people.
Yeah.
Getting an idea, getting the pulse of his business.
Yep.
Why do you think I go to these places? Because I feel valued.
You feel loved.
You know what? I may walk out that door and they go, what a prick. They might.
Most people do.
Most people do. Thank you. However, it doesn't matter. If you're there and they make you feel
Mm-hmm.
like they want you there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That goes back again to what we were saying about, making it as simple as possible for the customer. When they know what you want from the menu,
Mm-hmm.
how simple is that? You just walk in and go, yep, give me my usual. I mean,
And they know what that usual is.
and that experience right there just tells you, they care about who you are and what you
Mhm.
want.
What about Stacy across the street?
Oh man, excellent customer service.
Yeah, she comes over. She just sits right next to you. Hey, what's going on?
Excellent customer. Dora the same way.
Yeah, and Maddie is wonderful.
Wow, excellent
Yeah.
customer service. Yeah, very
Absolutely. And then they have Samantha, another girl out there
very
who
personal.
Stacy has been training and trained her right.
Yeah.
And
Very personal.
she knows a lot of people. She graduated Griswold High School. She's working their way through college.
Yeah.
And a sweet kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the service I get over there.
I do too.
And with most of the places in town.
Mhm.
Going back to what we were talking about before we got online, though, a lot of these people that open up their small mom and pop places know their product, but they don't know how to sell their product
Or present it
or present it. Yeah.
or position it.
Yeah.
So I had an experience just in the last couple of days where I would call someone because I needed a particular service. And I got an answering machine. What the frick?
Hi, leave a message.
Answering machine. You know what that tells me? Hi, I don't want your business, but
Mhm.
thanks for calling, and I'll call you later if I can.
Maybe.
Because guess what happens? It took them over a day and a half to call me back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, huh. So I started talking to this person. I said, so why did it take you so long to call me back? Well, we're only open so-and-so. So I said, we'll open more hours. So why don't you open up an hour earlier or stay an hour later? It's your business, right? You want to go ahead and grow that business, right? Or you're going to try to pigeonhole yourself. And then they say, I'll call you back at my earliest convenience. All right. I don't care about your earliest
How
convenience.
about when the mailbox is full?
Well, yeah, then they really don't care.
You're screwed then.
Yeah. If I ever hear, I'll call you back at my earliest convenience,
Mm-hmm.
I say, no, I'm not calling you at all. Again,
They forget who the customer is.
I don't mind being a good customer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind at all. But when you start off, first impressions mean a lot. And when you're telling me I'm going to call you back at my earliest convenience, when I deem necessary that I have time to call you,
That's when I pick up the phone and call their competitor.
But then a lot of times their competitors doing the same thing.
Right.
And then they talk about, well, we don't have the people to do this. Okay,
Then hire some.
then hire somebody.
Well,
Well, that's
money's
exactly-
tight. Money can't be tight if you're busy.
Well, today's times, a lot of things are going on. We know there's a lot of times there's no material to do the job. And a lot of them are very, very busy, just like during the pandemic. Look how I had a problem with the refrigerator when we had a storm and knocked out my refrigerator. It took me a month and a half to get somebody to come
Mhm.
because at that time, everybody was home and everybody kept getting stuff done while they were home. And meanwhile, I had to be on a freaking list so I could get somebody to come to fix my fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what was going on. And I think that's continued to happen as we move along now because, of course, now there's no material. They can't get people to work. People don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you can't get anything done.
What about the ones where you call them up and they say wait time to speak with a person is 3 hours?
Well, the one thing that they do now, though, is I noticed
That's not local. There's nothing you can do about
you
that.
can
Right.
give them your phone number
Mm-hmm.
and they will call you back.
Right.
And they do.
Yeah.
Which is
It might
good.
be 3 hours.
But they'll still call you back.
Mhm.
So, but I mean, look at Amazon. What do you think their customer service is? A little different.
Mhm.
I think Amazon's customer service is the fact that everything you can get, anything you want, you can pretty much get on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be kind of like next day turnaround, but that's kind of slowed down.
Right. It's
now.
deteriorating.
Yeah, and I think the next thing they did was when you want to do a return, you can just bring it over to the local department store here and get your money back within that day or the day
Mhm.
after. Instantaneous return on your money.
Let me ask you a question. When you bring an item back, is it because you just want your cash back, or it didn't suit your needs?
It's generally just because it didn't suit my needs.
Okay, all right.
That's the reason why.
There we go.
Right. So, is the answer give your money back,
No.
or is the answer, you know what, Mr. Lash? Why didn't this suit your needs? Tell me why.
And they
Give
do
me
ask-
more
Mhm.
information.
They do ask you that.
And then what happens? Okay, let me show you something that might.
Yeah.
That a lot of times doesn't. Well, they do try to give you something. They either want to replace it or they will offer you something else in their little thing they do online. But
Mhm.
normally it's not. Well, I usually take it back because it didn't fit my needs.
Yeah. The other thing about that is selling them what they need and not necessarily what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Car dealerships, for example, will turn around and sell you a brand new Cadillac, all the bells and whistles, when what you went in there for was an economy car.
And for what end goal?
So they can make more profit off of
No. Because
Yeah.
when it comes to new cars, there's no profit in them to begin with. That's the first thing. If they really want to make profit, they're gonna sway you into a used car because
Right.
that's where all the gross profit is.
it. Right.
But here's the other thing. All right, I'm your salesperson. I'm showing you this. You can. Here's the first thing you can say. No, I'm not interested in that. And
Right.
let's say you kind of want the Cadillac, but you figured you really wanted that little Dodge, but you thought it's really all I could afford.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden this person shows you that you can afford this, and you're like, "Ah!" Then they bring over the paperwork.
It's never the same as what they said.
Whose fault is that? I'm not saying they're not cagey, people that are out there,
Right.
but you know what? Customers, the sales rep, they didn't screw you. You screwed you.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? You're the one that's signing it.
Mhm.
You're the one
Yep.
that says, yes, I accept this deal the way it sits right here on this paper. You can't sign something, go home and go, the guy screwed me. No, you can't. How can you?
Mhm.
Did they put you in a hammerlock and slam your face down and say, sign it now?
Mhm.
No. But people will say that because they'll pass the buck. Why? Because it couldn't possibly be their fault. So I disagree.
Okay.
Well,
We can agree to disagree.
right now it's not the best time to be buying any kind of vehicle.
Oh, God, no.
You can buy a car from a vending machine.
Because you can, not now.
That's legit, by the way.
Because they're
That's true.
there. Actually, when you buy it on the vending machine, you just put your registration in and there's, a VIN number, and they tell you what your car's worth.
I drove by a dealership the other day, and all the cars in the lot, what few they had, were set at angles to make their lots look fuller.
Oh yeah, there's not many vehicles around at all. And in the used cars, I looked at a used car one. I was just looking because I like to look around, and the price on the car was higher than the original sticker price.
Yeah,
and it was a used car.
Yeah,
I said, "What the hell?"
Supply and demand.
yeah. On the TV the other night, they were talking about cars, and they were saying that most new cars are being sold above MSRP.
Yeah. And why? Because people are paying it.
Yeah.
Well,
Supply and demand.
yeah, but that's
That's something you can't control.
I think it's going to change now.
Well, you
because
can, but-
now I think it's changing because the inflation is killing everybody, and I don't think people are going to be able to afford it.
I think there's plenty enough fools out there that are going to still buy it.
Yeah, maybe you're right, but the everyday average Joe ain't going to be able to go in and buy a.
Let me ask you a question, Paul.
Yeah.
Do they go in and they buy a car based on price, or are they based on payment?
Unfortunately, a lot of people go look at the payment.
Okay. So are they buying a car, or are they buying a payment?
They buy the payment.
There you go.
That's the way it works.
You could go in there and go, I can afford $285 a month.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can get for $285 a month. I don't know what the hell I want, but as long as it's $285 a month
You
or
can
less.
get car A where you'll be making payments for 3 years, or car B where you're making them for 7 years, but it's still only $285 a month.
Well, see, that's the problem. That $285 probably ends up being another $4,000 or $5,000 on the back end.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Which you can't.
Okay.
but
It's
some
an
people-
option that's offered to you. You can say no.
Yeah, you can. But a
Mhm.
lot of people can't afford it. I mean, so they need to get a vehicle.
Is
so
that the
what-
salesman's fault?
No.
Okay.
No.
So we started this conversation about how car salesmen are going to screw you, right?
Yeah.
What have we found out, really, now that we've talked about it?
Yeah.
Screwing yourself.
Well, I think the car salesmen, their whole philosophy now has changed.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of places now, you go in, what you see on the sticker is what you sell in the car for. There's no more go behind the
There's
scenes.
no haggling.
That whole process now is kind of like gone from purchasing cars.
Mhm.
Can you still haggle with them? Yeah, I guess you can a little bit, but not like you used to in the old days when you went to buy a car.
Well, I think it's different, but I think the sales process and the customer service process has evolved, into different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
I think customer service is simply treat the customer that you'd want to be the way you'd want to be treated when you walk in somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember when I was working for Verizon, and I would say things to people that my boss would say, I don't know how you get away with that. And I'll say, what do you mean? I say, you just say some stuff that just like, and I'm like, oh, you mean because I talk to the people like they're my neighbor?
Like people?
Yeah, like I'm going out and getting my newspaper and hey Ted, how you doing? Hey, I don't like your haircut.
Nice bathrobe.
Yeah, nice bathrobe. Whatever. You're right. I said that's the way I talk to people. I said that's how I make people feel comfortable. And it's how I feel comfortable, or try to make myself feel comfortable. Because if I feel comfortable talking to somebody, hopefully they're going to feel comfortable talking to me. I want to go back to the whole local yokel type thing, where you get the answer machine, you get the voicemail or whatever, and they call you back when they have time or it's convenient for them.
Mm-hmm.
Not into that. Not into that at all, because you know what? That is an opportunity to expand your business. When you expand your business, what does that mean? Does it mean you're just making more money? You're doing more work. You're doing more work because, all right, if you start a business, Chris, let me ask you a question. Did you start PGP because you want to become rich?
Yes.
No, you did not. I don't think you did. I don't think that was your main driving goal. That's my assumption.
Because I wanted to make movies.
You want to make movies, and you want to what? You want to put a product out there that people will appreciate,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And be rich.
And be rich. But
It's That's
Yeah,
secondary to the fact I want to make good movies.
exactly. Why do you think I started this?
To be rich.
Oh yeah, well that ain't happened yet.
Look at it rolling in.
Oh my god, no, because I want to be able to try to get information out to people and have people be able to watch their kids play sports and where they never could offer that kind of a service, right? So what happens when people support us? What do you think happens? Well, I got to create an ad for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that I say, Chris, you know what? I'm going to get that PGP ad out for you, but I don't have time right now.
When it's convenient for me.
When it's convenient for me. Yet you're writing me a check to help get the message out about Platinum Gear Productions. What does that say?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Says you don't appreciate my business.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere else.
I work freaking 7 days a week. Especially with we've been doing youth football, right? Now, I'm not sitting here crying over spilt milk. I'm not, sitting here saying, I'm the guy. No.
You demand, Mike.
No, I'm doing it because I want to make sure that my customers are happy with what we can provide or I can provide or whatever. That's it. That's why I was here for 8 hours last Saturday. I was here 9 hours on Sunday. Not because Paul, I ain't getting rich.
I'm afraid he's going to cut my salary.
Huh?
We talked about first thing to go was salary, payroll cuts.
Yep.
I'm afraid I'm going to get my salary cut. I mean, 0 from 0 is
He doubled
0.
what he's paying me.
Yeah, see?
I'm more valuable.
Sorry, Paul.
I get 6
Chris,
figures.
you weren't
I get
supposed
6 figures, but there's a decimal in front of all those zeros.
And they're all zeros.
Yeah.
Laura says business owners fail when they think they're going to make buttloads of money and not put in the work.
Amen.
They start a business with the wrong mindset. Your business is a direct representation of yourself and your products. I couldn't have said it better. The only way you're going to sell your product is if you give value to your product.
To your customer.
And to your customer. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry if I sounded, holier than thou this morning, but that's something that I'm really passionate about. Is I think customer service is jaded, and I think a lot of different stores, organizations have such a bad idea of what customer service is.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a customer, you don't have a business.
Yep.
I'm selling remote controls for Google Play.
Ooh,
All right?
I want one.
This is what I'm selling. If I can't tell you why you need this or explain to you why you need this,
What the value of having it is.
you don't buy it. You don't want it. I don't pay my light bill.
Yep. You can't just put it in front of the customer and go, here you go. You want this.
Exactly. Anything else you guys want to add? I think we beat it up a little
he's
bit.
selling cups, though. Is how they're displayed.
Aha! You're right. Here's some cups.
What's the value to me, Mike?
Here's the value. Okay. So these cups right here. So this one right here has the grizzled G on it. You can see. It's hard to look at the camera because it's in reverse. There we go. Okay. And then on the back of it says, well, proud parent of a GHS athlete. That's one. Another one right here says, proud parent of a grizzled Wolverine. And then we love our Plainfield folks as well. There's a panther. And then proud parent of a Plainfield or PHS athlete. And we also have proud parent of the Plainfield Panther. So here's the value. You go to snsnradio.com and you click on shop. And the mugs are there, amongst other things. You click on it, and if you buy it, you can pick it up at Dean's Corner.
That's it.
All right. You can, you don't have to wait till I'm here because I'm in and out. We can ship it to you if you want to, or you can simply go over to Dean's and pick it up. And you know what happens if you pick it up at Dean's? What?
You get a free coffee or tea.
See? And how did you figure that out, right? If you buy this and you pick it up at Dean's, they're going to fill it up with coffee for you. So you can actually go there, buy the cup, show them your receipt on your that you bought it online, and they'll fill it up for you.
There you go.
That's it. Value.
Extra added value.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what I like about them?
What?
The handles. I hate coffee mugs where you can only fit like 1 or 2 fingers in there. This gives you that big grip.
Yeah.
Type thing.
That's right. It's got the Chris Goodenough extra big G.I. Joe grip.
My little gorilla hand.
So, yeah, snsnradio.com.
Well,
But there's a whole bunch of other things, too. There's shirts. There's Christmas ornaments.
hoodies.
There's hoodies.
It's
yeah.
hoodie season.
You should have grandparent on there too, because I'm sure there's a lot of grandparents who watch you.
Mhm.
Probably have a grandparent.
This town is very multi-generational.
True.
So
very, very true.
grandparent cup.
Okay.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
Suggestion.
Okay. No, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And Dan goes, that's awesome marketing right there.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, you buy a cup, go down there, and Dean offered that up. Now this is business helping business right there. He said to me, he goes, yeah, tell him to come up, we'll fill it up for him.
Yeah.
I said, you'd do that for me? And he said, yeah,
Do they wash the cup?
of course. They have the cups over there.
Oh, so you put a regular styrofoam cup in there?
Huh?
Put a styrofoam cup in it.
No, they'll wash it out for you.
Can I get a cover for it?
No. I don't know. I don't know if those covers fit. Maybe they do.
They come with covers.
Or you can sit there and order breakfast.
There you go. And drink it out.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, it is time for breakfast. So,
I was hungry.
guys, great conversation this morning, and thank you very much for your input. We really appreciate it. It's one of those subjects that people think it's cut and dry, but it's really not cut and dry, not at all. So we hope that I got my 2 boys in here. This is crazy. Dean Taylor, who is he's son number 2 and son number 1. Nicholas is in there. Boy, they're gonna fight it out. Oh, this is funny. We're talking about cars. Dane goes, they want to get you for the interest rates in the new car. And then Nick, interest rates are at the lowest rate, but next year they're going to blow. Anyway, doesn't matter. I love you both. So, and Nick, why don't you just move back to Connecticut for Christ's sakes? God. Be done with it already. Bring Michaela. Right? Yeah, that's sure. All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming on in. We will see you Monday morning once again, right here on SNSN.